Everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I am Barbara. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today I'm in the tunnel, and I thought I would take you along with me as I started my carrots for the fall. Now, y'all, let me tell you something. I am praying and hoping for a great harvest of carrots this year, like my biggest one yet. I'm going ahead right now and I'm claiming it right now. So I want you to want you to go along with the journey with me today as I start my carrot seeds. So a couple of things. So this is the third season I have done carrots. Oh, I spilled some water on me while I was drinking my water. Okay, focus. So this is the third season I have done carrots. My carrot harvest has not been great either of those seasons. The first two. Last year was better, where I actually had some carrots. And we probably had a bag full to keep in the refrigerator. And we probably ate on those for, I would say, maybe 3 to 4 months, somewhere along in there. But y'all, once I cooked the carrots, I was sold. Those carrots were so good. I think I don't know, sauteed them or something in butter, honey, I don't know, boiled them, something. I did something, and they were amazing. And I was like, oh, so this is what carrots taste like for real, for real. Let me grow more. So I'm determined this year to have a great carrot harvest. So one of the things that I did not do my first year was I did not thin out my carrots. That was a huge mistake, which is why I got itty bitty carrots. And I've talked about this. I think I talked about it last season about thinning out your carrots and why that's super important. They got to have room to grow. Last year, I did thin out my carrots. We had better success, but it seemed like it took my carrots forever to grow. Like they looked really good on top, but they did not look good on the bottom. Like when you pull them out, you think you're going to get this huge like Bugs Bunny carrot. Didn't happen. This year, I'm going for Bugs Bunny carrots, y'all. I'm going for some good carrots. So one of the things that I am doing different this year, I am dedicating a whole raised bed to carrots. Yes, a whole raised bed. Because one of the things with carrots is that you can store them for a long time in your cold storage, like refrigerator. Like they can store for like up to 9 months if you do it the right way. So that's something that, again, that we can get, use and have for the year. And we can use them for salads. We can use them for fresh eating, cooked, all the stuff. Carrot cake, carrot souffle, carrot. We can do all the things. But we got to have some carrots first, y'all. We got to have some carrots first. So if you're brand new to me, I'm in Zone 7A. I'm in the state of Tennessee. It is the last week of August, so I'm just now direct seeding my carrots. So I am direct seeding. I'm not starting them like in a pot. Or whatever. You want to direct seed your carrots. Now, last year, I did start some carrots in soil blocks. And did it work? Yes, it did. So again, most people will tell you, the books will tell you to direct seed your carrots. And that is the way to do it. But can you start them in soil blocks? You can. I did it and it worked just fine. But today I'm going to direct seed. The other thing that I'm doing differently is I'm using a pelleted carrot seed. And the kind that I'm using today is Bolero. I'll try to pop it up here. It's a pelleted carrot seed. And I'm trying it out to help me with the whole spacing and thinning issue. I've already done one row. I did one row yesterday, but I got to do the rest of the bed. So I thought I would turn the camera on and take you with me. So let me grab the carrots and let's just see what they look like. Okay, I just put them in this little cup so it's just easy access for me. But you can see what they look like. So again, it's a pelleted seed. I've talked about pelleted seeds before. This was my first year doing pelleted seeds. I do them with my lettuce. Love, love, love. Because, and here's the difference between a pelleted seed and a regular seed. So the pelleted seed just has an inorganic coating on it. It is still organic. It's not a chemical. It's safe. It's all the things. It just makes it easier for you to plant because as you can see the individual seed. Carrot seeds that are not pelleted are really, 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 really tiny. You cannot pick out, very rarely can you pick out an individual seed and plant that individual seed. Same thing with lettuce. So most of the time when you are direct seeding your lettuce and your carrots, if they are not pelleted, you're going to do what we call broadcast sowing. That means you really you broadcast. You just throw a whole bunch of seeds in a row and then you go back and you thin it out, right? Well, with the pelleted seeds, I am experimenting putting them about 6 inches apart. That means I should have one carrot, stalk, root, grow, and it should be, I shouldn't have to thin it out, or it should be less thinning out. Now, I will tell you, from doing the one row, is this quicker? It's not quicker. The broadcast method is quicker in the beginning, because you're just, boo, 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 boo. I can do this bed like, 5 minutes flat, because you dig your trench and you just throw the seeds all down the row. With the pelleted seed, because I'm doing one seed at a time, it does add a little bit more time to it. But the goal and the hope is that when it's time to, when it would normally be time to thin the carrots, I won't have to do that. And we're experimenting. So I may do half the row pelleted and the other half of the row unpelleted. We'll see. But anyway, let's go over to the bed and I'll show you what I've done. Okay, so here is the row that I did on yesterday. The other thing with carrot seeds is this. Now, I don't have drip irrigation in this bed, but if I did, obviously the drip would be turned on. But with carrots, it's still important to overhead water. Your carrot seeds especially have to stay moist in order for them to germinate. That I do know. Now, I'm giving you the tips as I go along, but keep in mind, y'all, I haven't had a great carrot harvest. I've had some, but not great like what we're going for this year. So I'm just sharing with you my tips, but I'm certainly not the expert. If you grow really good carrots, please leave comments down below for the rest of us so we can grow great carrots like you. But basically what I've done, you see I have a trench here that I've put all the way down. This row is about here, and ideally you want about 12 to 18 inches between your rows, and the carrots can be about 6 inches within the row. This is probably right at 12 inches. We're gonna go with it, and let's see what happens. So I got my seeds here. I'm just gonna pour some in my hand, and I'm just gonna place 1 or 2 like every 6 inches is what I'm gonna do. Sometimes 2 are coming out of my hand, and that's okay. I'm just letting it be, because if I can deal with broadcast sowing and there's like 5 coming out, surely I can deal with 1 or 2. Let me know if you've tried pelleted seeds before, and if so, what were your results? After I do this, I'm going to obviously cover them lightly with soil, and then we're going to mist the top and hope for good germination. Okay, so I'm going to cover these with soil. I'm going to keep doing the rest of the bed, and we'll come back. Okay, so we got the whole bed done. I did 4 rows. So this is 4 by 8 bed, so that's about right. So I did 4 rows. We're gonna see what happens, and I ended up doing all pelleted in this space. And remember, if you didn't see my video about my fall crop plan, I posted it last week. Go back and take a look at it. Remember, I still have like 3 beds. I have a row out here that's not spoken for. Then I also have, I think, 2 beds in here that's not spoken for as of yet. So I'm gonna water these. I'm gonna put it on mist and just try to get really close and wet it. I did, just so that you know, I did amend the soil before I did this. So what was in this bed before was my celery, and I had some lettuce, and I had some parsley. I kept the parsley in the bed. You probably saw that as I was putting the carrots in there. So I kept the parsley in there. So you can see the parsley back there. I kept the parsley. And so I'm going to put this on mist and water this in. I did water the soil before I did the carrots. And I also amended the soil yesterday with new compost mix and worm castings and all of that good stuff. So I'm just going to get down close because it is on mist and not on shower. And again, I just don't want to disturb the seed and move it all out of the way. My goal is to come out here twice a day and water these until I see some germination, because I want to just make sure that it stays moist. But I didn't get out here this morning, so that's my goal. But this week it's supposed to be like in the 80s, which is good. It's like low 80s here. This week is the high, so it's not nearly as hot, which is good. And I can't remember how long it takes my carrot seeds to germinate normally. Seems like they may take 7 days or so. I'm not sure. Okay, so carrots done. I feel accomplished. We got our carrots sown for the fall. Let me show you what hubby's been doing while I've been down here. Y'all look at this. It amazes me. I cannot believe we have this many cherry tomatoes. These both are completely full. You see how big this is? And this is from the tunnel. Like, he just picked these. And then he also just harvested some green beans. Remember, I harvested green beans last week. I got a very meager showing. He got more than me. So let me show you what he's harvested as well. The next thing that we're gonna do is, you know, it's so funny. Like, I just harvested, or my husband just harvested that, and it looks like abundance in the cherry tomatoes. But at the same time, we're at that point of the season of transition, right? We are still gathering from the summer harvest, but yet we're preparing, and our minds and attention is turning towards the fall. So we like have 1 foot in summer and 1 foot in fall. And so it's time in the tunnel to start taking down our cucumber plants. Like, y'all, they look a mess, but they are still producing. Let me take you down here. So these are the green beans that hubby has harvested. That's just in this one raised bed in the tunnel. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cucumbers from the plants that look a mess. And then look at these beautiful habaneros he just picked. So still getting stuff out of the garden. But let me take you down here and let you see the cucumbers. Y'all, my husband is the harvest king. He enjoys harvesting way more than I do. Like, I like harvesting, but it's not like I'm not gonna say it's my favorite part of the gardening. What is my favorite part? I don't know. I like it all in its own right. But he just harvested big tomatoes now, slicing tomatoes. So these are either Cherokee Purple or Paul Robeson. I think it's a Paul Robeson, but pretty good. Look at that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tomatoes, and a couple of more peppers. So we'll add that to the pile. Oh, y'all, look at these cucumber plants. They are looking like death. They're still producing, and I had some this weekend on a salad. They still tasted good, but they got to be at the end of their life cycle. We're gonna help them out. It's time to pull these up. I still have cucumbers behind my house, so I'm not really in need of cucumbers. So this is gonna be one of the first things to go in the hot tunnel, saying we're gonna start to say goodbye to summer. And okay, so that's a no-go on the cucumbers because my pruners can't find them. Well, my husband said they were in his pocket, so they're up at the house in his office. Y'all know I didn't bought a lot of pruners. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So I was gonna clip some basil because I'm gonna make some pesto this week. But without pruners, I can't do any of that. So I think the only thing left that I can do, I think, let me go see this one bed and see what we can harvest off this one bed, and then we'll come back. Okay, I didn't have anything ready to be picked in that bed. I had just picked it yesterday, so there's nothing. I got a lot of stuff coming, but it hasn't, the peppers haven't turned colors yet. They're all green, but quite a bit still coming. In that first bed, I have ahi mango, sweet bonnet, and jalapenos, and they're all doing good. I picked quite a bunch yesterday. And so one of the things I did today, I had quite a bit of a big preservation day. I did not record it just because I feel like some of the stuff you guys have already seen me do. But today, I have in the dehydrator, I pulled out my dehydrator. That's first time for the summer. Put out my dehydrator, did a whole lot of peppers. They're in the dehydrator now. So I'll be making jalapeno salt. Yes, more jalapeno salt. But then I'm also going to be doing this new salt spice blend with my other peppers. So I cannot wait to let you know about it if it turns out good. And then I also did a big cannon day of some more strawberry lemonade concentrate. I did a video on me doing the strawberry lemonade concentrate before. It probably was, I don't know, beginning of the summer. That stuff is so good. If you love strawberries, if you love lemonade, make sure that you mark your calendar for whenever strawberry season is close to you. In my area, it's in April. And so make sure that you go buy you some strawberries in bulk. Now, you can do it now, but y'all, you know it ain't gonna taste the same because strawberries are not in season. But I did that today. So I've been in the kitchen pretty much preserving stuff all day. So the last thing that we can really get done in the tunnel without any pruners and the tools that we need, my hubby is like clearing out some of this old dead stuff, like my sunflowers in the tunnel. They've seen their best and last days, so just trying to get that stuff out of the tunnel and just try to clean up as much as we can. Okay, y'all, that space has opened up some tremendously when we got the sunflowers out. They were shadowing the plants behind them, and it was so tight to even, remember I kept telling you guys I couldn't get the camera in there, and it was hard for me to walk through. Now it's definitely a little bit more open, and y'all, I got like 4 jalapeno plants popping and thriving in that space. Let me show you. You can see how the space is opened up. You can see the jalapenos on the ground. Let me see if I can get one and show you. Look how big those are. These are the Craig Grande jalapenos. Look at that. Y'all, look how many I have. I probably have at least 20 that we picked. I never even saw these because the sunflowers were just like hanging over. I couldn't get in between the plants. I knew that there were plants back there, but I didn't even know that it had stuff on it to harvest, and it had plenty. This is just a small little taste. Y'all, this is another reason why I say it's important to succession sow. Because if you do all of your stuff at the beginning of the season one time, and that's all you do, then you're gonna pretty much start reaping all of your stuff at the same time. But y'all, I'm about to be going into September, and this plant is just getting started. If I don't move it, it's gonna still produce at least for the next 30 to 45 days in the tunnel, at least. This is a plant, remember, I started my seeds and I forgot to start jalapeno seeds. How could I forget? Because it's like one of the #1 things I grow. Anyway, I forgot. Somehow on my list, what I did and what I thought I did, remember I had this big aha, like, oh my goodness, I never planted jalapeno seeds. So I went and bought jalapeno starts first. And so these little 4 right here are the starts I put in. I probably planted them, I don't know, maybe June or so. And then I eventually started some jalapeno seeds that are in the back of my house, and some are outside in the ground. But my point is that because I've planted stuff at multiple times, I'm getting multiple successions of food. So even though the calendar says that summer is about to be over, I mean, technically, not technically, but in terms of gardens shutting down and all that, one benefit, we have a hot tunnel, so we have season extension, right? But I'm still getting food. And this plant, like I said, is just getting started. So that was a nice surprise, a very nice surprise. We have now turned on the lights in the tunnel because it's about to get dark outside in the next 10 or 15 minutes. We're going to keep like just standing up plants and just trying to clear this area out to see what we have. And then probably Later this week, we'll get our pruners back out here. We'll take down the cucumber plants and clear up this area even more as we start preparing. And then let me show you this, y'all. We got to do something with this right here. See my tomatoes on the ground? They've come off the string. Some of them are yay tall, way above the whatchamacallit, and only my husband can reach that. That's where he picked all those tomatoes from that I showed you earlier in the video. But these need to be stood up, and I was gonna pull them, but y'all, he just picked 2 buckets of cherry tomatoes from these plants right here on the ground. What do I tell y'all all the time? It does not have to be pretty in order to grow. It don't have to be straight in order for it to grow. It don't have to be on a trellis. Now, all of those things are ideal, right? Ideal temperature, ideal, trellising system and all that. Those things are ideal. But food wants to grow. Seeds want to grow. So all those tomatoes are on the ground. That's not ideal. That's how you get fungus. That's how you get disease. All the things. And as a matter of fact, we just killed a big, fat, juicy hornworm on one of these plants. However, y'all just saw the harvest in living color. 2 buckets of cherry tomatoes from plants that were on the ground. So, as always, I want to encourage you, don't stop growing. I appreciate you guys stopping by and checking us out today. I'm feeling accomplished because I got my carrots in the ground. That's the thing that's been on my list for a while. Do we still have more seeds to start? We do have more seeds to start. The goal is to get all those seeds started this week. That is the goal. I did start a whole flat yesterday. I didn't have the camera on for that. So y'all, even when I don't have the camera on, your girl is working, always working. And like I said, today I had a big preservation day. So we are getting it done when we can, however we can. So I want you to be encouraged. If you are letting summer be your end and you're just gonna wait and plan again next summer, that's okay. Get your plan together, do a recap, and think about what went well and what didn't go well. For those of you who are pressing on like me into the fall and the winter, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's do what we can while we can. Remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.